Hi all, welcome to this Team of the Week Moments 2 squad based around Team of the Week 29 by the looks of it, and it could be half decent, could be a disaster, but we'll see how it plays out regardless. If we smash likes would be awesome. Sub to the channel if you're new, follow me on Twitter at G is a legend, all links are down below for posting the channel and social media links as always. Comment down below if you've been playing like Weekend League and what you kind of hope or expect from Team of the Week Moments, and do you like this idea or are you kind of against it? So looking at the potential Team of the Week Moments 2 squad, it could be based around FIFA 17's Team of the Week 29. Now this is not a given, and like Team of the Week 28 was given for FIFA 18, and looking at it, it's the biggest issue right away is Coutinho and Lewandowski. Mainly having two Bayern Munich players in is a little bit not inconspicuous, but it could make things a little bit trickier. And the other alternative that I was kind of looking at was FIFA 19's Team of the Week 29, but I don't think that will necessarily happen for a number of reasons, but we'll see how it goes. So the way I'm looking at it is Lewandowski would go to 94 for his Team of the Week Moments. It would then mean his headliner would go to 96. If Coutinho happens, he would obviously just go +1, and that goes in line with his one to watch, and it was a left wing card that he was given. Ziyech would go to an 88 for his best version, so it's still just under his 90 rated moments card. Isco would go to an 87, and obviously he played Cam. Then Hamsik, he now plays obviously in the Chinese Super League. He got an inform in this week and would go to an 86. Not the most appealing in the world, sadly, but especially when you look at the card that he was given that particular FIFA, wasn't too bad. Delaney would go to an 86, so that's what would go to his headliners, and therefore if you have his headliners currently, that would then mean it would go to an 87. Costa would go to an 85, he already has an inform, so that's not too bad, but it doesn't necessarily make him much more usable. Naby Keita would go to an 84. His card at that particular time was an 87, with 87 pace, 85 shot, 88 pass, 90 dribbling, 81 defending and 87 physical. Pretty disgusting card at that stage of FIFA for Team of the Week 29. Pity this version is not as appealing, but it is what it is. Mustafi was part of this Team of the Week 29, and that was an 85 rated card. Then this would just be an 82, so you just got to kind of take what you get. DeMarcos would go to an 82, his was an 84 then. Now Benteke is the most noticeable change. When he was given this inform, he was an 87 rated card with 82 pace, 90 shot, 80 pass, 87 dribbling, 43 defending and 90 physical. This just goes to an 81, it's like a bang average card, which is quite brutal really. So this is when the Team of the Week Moments idea should in theory be kind of revamped in a sense early on. Like Benteke, yes, it's great that he suddenly goes to an 81, it gives him an upgrade, but he needs to be in theory going a lot higher. Mario Gomez, he would be given an inform, he would go to an 81, not really making him too appealing sadly. Anita goes to an 81 inform, he happened this particular FIFA. Umar, he was funnily enough put to a 74 rated inform that particular FIFA. He is currently a 74 base card just now and goes to an 80. Scott Sinclair, he was given a second inform. This was a striker version. His first one I'm sure was an inform that FIFA, before the Team of the Season card that he got. So he obviously now plays at Preston, and he would go from a 74 to an 80, so that's not too bad, and especially since it would be a striker, that's what he has for what I believe. Then Omojofo, if I pronounced that wrong, Omojofo, he is a 71, goes to 78. I think that looks like a much improved card than what he was given in FIFA. Then he was a silver inform as a 72. Kashiwagi is given to a 77 inform, looks like a much better version than what he had then, which was a 74 rated. Jamie McLaren had a 74 rated inform, and I would almost say that the 77 inform is not quite as good even, despite some decent improvements. But comparing them, I think there is some notable changes. Torres is a 77 inform, he was a 74 at this point. This particular team of the week had 4 74 rated and 2 72s. Now it is worth noting that there is 4 cards that are in this squad that do not have cards anymore. One being Felipe Luis, he no longer plays for Atletico, he now plays in Brazil. Diego Alves, I think, is retired, so he's sadly not in FIFA. Then you've got Giuseppe Rossi, he happened this particular week, he got the inform when he was at Celta Vigo. I'm sure he's in like the MLS for like Real Salt Lake, but obviously with what's going on, I believe they've still just not added him a card this FIFA. And then Andrew Considine's an odd one, like he still plays football for Aberdeen in Scotland, but he oddly enough does not have a card in FIFA. It's kind of like a couple players last year, this is kind of what happened for them, and we're not given informed sadly in regards to this. So that's why there is only 19 cards. Now the alternative, as I said, is the Team of the Week 29 squad from FIFA 19. When I was looking over this, it isn't the most appealing to go with. That's why I thought if they were going to go any direction, it is FIFA 17's Team of the Week 29. Looking at the Team of the Week from Team of the Week 29 and FIFA 19, you've got Robertson, Marquinhos, Zapata, Aspas and Poulsen kind of standing out. Even Milinkovic-Savic isn't too bad, but and Thomas Partey wouldn't be too bad either. Your biggest problem is if you're trying to make the Team of the Week at least feel semi-appealing in a sense, which this promotion is now trying to do, you kind of need to go along the lines of Team of the Week. Like, it looks like Team of the Week from FIFA 17 is kind of the best way to go about it. I would imagine people will try and keep predicting, oh, it could be FIFA 16s or FIFA 15s. We honestly do not know. Like, this is why we're just trying to predict what we think could happen, and just hope and pray that what squad that we're trying to suggest is kind of remotely close, because I honestly feel that this Team of the Week seems the most logical, especially when I kind of looked at previous Team of the Weeks, especially FIFA 16's had quite a few that no longer are in like the game or have already, that are funnily enough in this current Team of the Week's moments. So I was like, nah, these cards can't happen. So I could be completely wrong, but it depends on what like formula, if you want to call it, that they go by, because this is like the best Team of the Week, funnily enough, out of what there is that I'm seeing. Like, there's not really too many cards that in other Team of the Weeks that they could justify going for a number of reasons, and if you're trying to make it at least be semi-appealing, this is probably the Team of the Week that they will most likely work from just for this week, especially if they're trying to say, right, let's pick the best. It's like, if it's like the last 5 FIFAs and you're suddenly trying to pick like, oh, what was the best Team of the Week from that week out of say the last 5 FIFAs, fundamentally it is FIFA 17's. But if they're only going to 19 players, that's fine, we just take what we get. Obviously they had players on the bench, which was kind of to show, I think, the players that were no longer in FIFA, but hopefully we get a better idea. If once we know this week if it is basically a copy and paste, if you want to call it, of a previous Team of the Week, then it'll make more sense to us to know when we're doing predictions of these, or what could it be, because I honestly feel if it's this Team of the Week, then we'll work out pretty much like straightforward for future weeks, unless they decide to throw curveballs. But let me know, folks, in the comments down below, as I said, if you've played Weekend League, what are you playing for? Does any of these particular cards appeal, like Lewandowski, Coutinho, or even Delaney? I feel they're kind of the main 3 that may appeal to most people. Many others will get into teams, especially at this stage of FIFA. But hopefully, as I said, you find this useful and enjoyable. So you're welcome to smash links. As always, folks, would be massively appreciated. Sub to the channel if you're new. Follow me on Twitter at GSLegend, and I will catch you all later, folks, for more FIFA 20 content.